PHR lightship sprue. When it comes to the PHR small ships, the two Echo corvettes and the two Harpocrates guerrilla lighters are simple enough. They're one piece each. When it comes to the cutter, there is one hole and all three pieces go directly into it, and that's going to be a simple enough magnet to toss in there. I just need to put two magnets in, one on this side and one on that side, and there might even be enough space to not even have to do anything else. I might just be able to glue them in. So there's no point in deciding between those three options when that's a simple enough change. So I plan on magnetizing all three options on this. When it comes to the monitors, the body is one piece, and then you can choose to either build it with the quad rail, and that just slides in, or the Pollux is just that, or the Filino is just with the rockets, torpedoes. But all three of these is a simple enough drill a hole and a matching hole, and they should just be interchangeable without any issues there. So three options, one magnet on each. Absolutely worth the effort. And then we come to the destroyer hulls. And this is where it gets a little bit less fun. So all of the weapon options are easily magnetizable in the front. You get two of one option, two of another option, and one of the third option. And that's okay, I guess, in general. There we go, like that. But the difference in these three options is that there are another three options that instead of using these wings, use these. And I'm not going to magnetize the left and right wings as well as the weapon options. So I am going to build two of them. I get two of them in a box. I'm just going to build them with the wider wings and magnetize the weapon options. And that will give me options for the Odysseus, the Jason, and the Meleager. And if I choose to build if I choose to field an Ariadne, an Electra, or a Cadmus, I can let my opponent know. The wings are cool, but trying to magnetize this aspect is small enough that I'm willing to just not worry about that part. I like the wings, I like the two different options, but to magnetize them is an effort in a little bit beyond what I would want to do. I would rather buy another small ship sprue than magnetize that part. So I will magnetize these so I can interchange easily enough between the three types. But the other three types I'm not worried about. And if I get another small sprue, another small ship sprue, I could always do the same thing but with the opposite wing. And so this produces 8 ships, which is pretty good. So let me get these magnetized up. The Post-Human Republic small ship sprue has quite an interesting build here. The echoes and the hypocrites are fairly simple as single pieces. The cutters, you only get one body, but the fact that it's just a nice big open spot, the magnets go together quite easily. And so I have all three options for that without any issues whatsoever. So that's pretty cool. And for the either building it as a monitor or a frigate, the this is not that bad either. Um, it's a single magnet right in the middle, and it just pushes, it just clips right in, holds the place. So probably going to be running it as a Filano on a regular basis, but I didn't line that up perfectly. Where's the magnet? Magnet isn't that noticeable. But yeah, there we go. And then for the destroyer hulls, I did go with destroyer hull A and just glued these down instead of using the other option. But the difference between building an Odysseus or a Jason or a Meleager is pretty simple. It's just a different magnet that goes in, and I have the option to do all three of them with no problems. Now, if I were to get a second set, would I build the Destroyer Hull B so I could do the same with the Ariadne, the Electra, and the Cadmus? Yeah, probably. There's no reason not to magnetize and then have the other two hulls be the other ones. Just to have that option. Uh, as far as counts as, not using the exact hull, I don't think there's that much issue with the destroyers, and having the ability to swap out the weapon options is pretty good as it is. So, this was actually an easier build. Um, I mean, it's one magnet inside of a hull and then three for each option. So, as far as that goes, this is probably one of the easiest to magnetize. So, pretty happy with that. Subscribe if you haven't so that you don't miss any future videos. I also want to thank my patrons and supporters for making these videos possible. And until next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss.